Here we're going to take a look at making sure that you've got what you need for doing the first exam. Note that at the top, your first exam is at the end of the debits and credits module. And notice at the top, in red, please note the exam will not show up until you have met the release conditions. The release conditions are always stipulated also in red. So here, the debits and credits quiz, okay, required before you can take exam 1. So exam 1 is not going to even show up on your screen. You're not even going to know it's there unless you've taken this quiz. Doesn't matter how well you do on the quiz, but you have to have gotten into the quiz. Now the quiz ends at a particular day and time, so you have to do it by that day and time. The exams, here's another one. Homework Chapter 3, Part 3. This assignment is required before you do the Exam 1 problem. Now, in an assignment, it just has a due date. It doesn't have an end date. So you can still submit something late, even if you don't get any credit for your homework by submitting it late. If you would submit your homework, even if it's after the due date, at least this part will allow you into Exam 1 problem. Now, when you get the exam, there are 2 parts always. Now, you can see this on my screen because it's my screen, but you don't see Exam 1 or Exam 1 problem until you've done all the release conditions. So, for Exam 1, this part is all the true, false, and multiple choice questions from chapters 1 through 3. You only have 1 attempt. You may not pause and resume. It is timed. You have to have studied these and be ready for these true, false, multiple choice questions. You might have time to look up 1 or 2 things, but you're not going to have time to look up in Quizlet, Google, or anything else every single question. You won't get finished and you will fail. So you must prepare yourself ahead of time. Now there is the 2 things that you have to do, that debits and credits quiz that we already talked about, and you have to view the content of the study guide. Now the study guide is here. You must review this study guide. Now all the exams have study guides posted, and these study guides are helpful for the true, false, multiple choice questions. And so I draw questions from those study guides. I may reword it just a tiny bit, so you can't just memorize the answers. There are no answers given in the study guide, though. It's only the questions. You have to look up the answers. The tutor is standing by, ready to help you. Also, if there's ones you looked it up, but you're not sure, circle those. You can get a hold of me, or you can get a hold of the tutor, either one, and let us know which ones you're not sure of. And we're not just going to stand there and go through and give you all the answers. This is not about memorizing the answers or posting them onto Quizlet, thinking that that's going to help you pass Exam 1. No, because I have reworded some things, so you have to know why something is true or false. Why is it answer C instead of answer B? So if the thing is reworded, then you'll be able to still answer it. Now, just for the first exam, I force you to at least look at the study guide before you can take the exam. After that, if you don't want to look at the study guide, For the other exams, that's up to you. It's there for you to help you. Okay, so that's one part. Again, it's timed, so you need to be ready, and it will give you your score as soon as you're done. Then there is always, on my exams, a problem section. And the problem section, you'll have to do something that's similar to homework. Now, there's only one release condition here, homework chapter 3, part 3. And this is where you had to do Annette Creighton and put that problem onto the analyze. You had the problem on the analyzing sheets. You had to put the debits and credits. You had to put it into T accounts and make a trial balance. Okay? So you're going to have to do those same things on this problem. It just won't be as long, as big a problem as chapter 3, part 3. There might be 7 or 8 transactions. But if you're, again, it is timed. If you are just absolutely agonizing over every little tiny thing, you're not going to be able to finish it. Okay? You have to have practice. The best way for the problems on my exams are to practice. So, chapter 3, part 3, the Annette Creighton, by the time you upload chapter 3, part 3, you're going to be able to see the answers and compare. Always, when the answers are posted to D2L problems, always compare them to yours and correct yours if necessary. Then you could start from scratch and do Annette Creighton all over again from scratch, and then compare it again to the answer. When you can do it from scratch and do it in a reasonable amount of time, and you look at the answer and you're right, or you just have a couple of minor problems, you're ready. You're ready to take this exam and do those 7 or 8 transactions and whip right through them, and they will be easy to you. It will not be a problem. But if you go into this not having practiced at all, and you're going to agonize over every transaction, you're not going to be sure what goes in what happened, what goes in which accounts, blah, 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 how to use the analyzing sheet, you are not going to do well. And so to do well, you should go through the study guides for the true, false, multiple choice, look up those answers, and talk to the tutor if necessary, whatever you need to do to be able to do well on that part. And then you need to practice homework, or you could practice Amanda's. That's another one where you have all the answers to, so you do it from scratch without looking at the answer and then compare it to the answers for Amanda's campus delivery. So either one, if you practice, you will do just fine. You will find it easy. When you get done with the exam 1 problem, so it's a separate, it's like a second exam. So you're going to click into that, it'll take you to it, it'll show you the transactions. You're going to put the transactions onto analyzing sheets. So you can either use these, use the Word analyzing sheets or the Excel analyzing transaction sheet part 2 Word document, or analyzing transaction worksheet part 2 Excel worksheet. Okay, and so whichever one you're going to use, you might as well, before you even click into that exam, have that up and ready. Okay, have it up and ready on your computer so you're not wasting time finding it. Here's the T accounts. You can either use the Word one or the Excel one. Again, the Word one is really made for you to print it out and hand write on it. And then you can upload a picture of it. Okay, whereas the Excel one, if you want to type right on the screen, use the Excel worksheet and use the Excel T accounts, and you can type on there. Okay, so and then it's also, the exam needs a trial balance. So for that, you can just type on a a blank Word document or a blank Excel document, or you can hand write it and take a picture and submit it. So any of those are fine. Now, it may look when you're in the exam one problem like you could upload stuff inside the problem, but there's something about OC Tech filters or something that it will not show up for me. I will not be able to grade your stuff. So you need, once you're done looking at those transactions and you got everything you need, hit the submit quiz button. And then go into here, the exam one problem upload, and that's where you'll upload either your pictures or your Excel files, whatever you got, you'll upload those there. Now, be sure on this exam one problem to hit the submit quiz. Same thing with the multiple choice true false part, okay? You have to hit that submit quiz button before the time runs out. So even if you're going to take another few minutes on the problem to get your stuff finalized and uploaded, make sure you hit that submit quiz button before the time is up. Otherwise, I can't put your grade in there. So be sure to do that. Okay, so I wish you all luck. The exam, this particular exam starts February 7th at 8 a.m. and that's Sunday, ends on Tuesday at 11:30 p.m. So anytime within that time frame, you would be able to bump on and take this exam. Anybody that misses an exam, there's a cumulative exam at the end of the semester that you can take in place of an exam that you miss. If anybody wants to take the exam as a paper exam in the testing center, at OC Tech campus, you may do so. You have to let me know, and I can set up a paper exam that would not involve being on the computer. So you just need to let me know. If you have any questions about the exam, please either email me at dooleyk@octech.edu. Notice there's no bright space in that. Okay, or call me at 535-1314 on my office phone, and we'll be able to help you out.